Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to replace both of the ball joints in my 96 Ford Econoline. It's an E-350, and unfortunately I don't have the footage of removing everything because I lost it, but at least I can show you how to swap out these ball joints. And to separate this one, obviously this one you have to take the bolt out and drive a chisel in just a little bit to open it up, and then I used a pickle fork with an air hammer to separate it, and it was on there pretty good. But anyways, I got a ball joint press kit, and I've already done the first one, and I was able to get it off with this kit, but I could not get it on because I didn't have the right cup size. And I also have another kit with a bunch of different cups, and I was not able to make it work. I probably would have had to cut one of the cups, which I didn't want to do, but I was able to get it done with a shop press. But to start out, let's go ahead and remove the ball joints. And also, I kind of made a little sleeve out of a old rag and some duct tape just to protect the spindle as I'm moving it around so it doesn't get all dinged up. But let's go ahead and start by removing the clip for the bottom big ball joint. Might be stuck on there a little bit with the rust. All right, I got a big cup here. It's gonna go right there. Not sure how much I'm gonna be able to move it, because if I turn it like this, it's not gonna go very far. I remember I did do it with the other one. All right, let's see if we can get it to move. All right, it's starting to move. Okay, so this time I was only able to get it a little bit. It's not going any further. I'm probably gonna destroy my cheap ball joint press. So let's go ahead and put it in a real press. All right, so here's my handy cup kit. And I found a cup that goes right over the small one. I'm just gonna stick this in the press and push this down. And I don't think I have to worry about these bending or anything like that because they're pretty hefty. And that's also how I press this one in on the other one. And those are doing just fine. As you can tell, they're at an angle, but it's just hard with that cup that I was using because there's not much room for it without it running into the ball joint itself, and I think that's kind of what was happening. The other side actually, I think, had a little bit more room around the ball joint. Maybe just a little difference in casting. But I do know there are cups out there that have like a cutout in them that I think it's more suited to go on there. However, the cup's not going to be as structurally sound, and you might end up crumpling it. And I also threw on some steel toe boots because this stuff is super heavy. If it falls on your toes, you're gonna be messed up for like a year. Oh yeah, it's being pressed out of there like nothing. Easy peasy. All right, for the next one, I got the supports on a little circle, and that'll fit perfectly around this cup. I just love the amount of different sizes you have because this will fit pretty nicely around the upper ball joint. Nice, good fit. And I have the circles, so this will be able to, move through. And I just have a socket and an extension. Okay, so a little bit of change of plans. I couldn't fit this part with just one cup, so I found another cup, and it's lined up pretty good. Hopefully this will just press right out. I love when it does that. And there it goes. And a little tip to not let that be so intense is if you kind of build up the pressure and then tap it right around here with a hammer, usually it'll release. It's interesting how the other one didn't pop like that, but it's coming out now, no problem. And I just heard it fall through. And actually the smaller top one doesn't have a clip on there. It actually has a place for it, but it just bottoms out right here, and it's not really needed because this is clamped down, and then the bottom one just keeps it from slipping out of there. Kind of interesting. Next, we're gonna clean this knuckle up, and I'm just gonna take a Scotch-Brite pad in here to start out and just clean up all any rust and stuff stuff like that. We don't want to go too crazy because we still want it to be a press fit. We don't want to take off too material, so the ball joint's just sliding in and out too easy. But you don't want them to bind up too hard when you're pressing them in and out. And then after that, I'm going to clean the rest of it up with a wire wheel so we can paint it after we install the ball joints. And I'm going to prep it really well with compressed air and acetone. It's all cleaned up, so now it's time to install the ball joints. I found a cup that will fit perfectly under there and allow it to slide through. And then this one will go on top of the ball joint right there to press it in. And here's the top. That'll slide through the threads. And I'm gonna use a socket that will go over the bolt. And I actually threw the new ball joints in the freezer, make them hopefully a little bit easier to install because the metal will contract when it's cold. Some people like to heat this up, but I would prefer not to do that. Like hot metal against cold metal might make something crack. But anyway, so I'll go ahead and set it up on the press. It's definitely nice and cold. And there is a thing right here that says inboard. And we want to make sure that's going to be facing to the inside. All right, let's press it in. Easy peasy. You can tell when it bottoms out and stops. And similar thing with the top one. Just gotta find the right cup that fits perfectly. And we'll just press it in. Super easy. Way easier than trying to mess with one of those cheap ball joint presses. And the new ball joints I got come with a new snap ring. And we just gotta install that. There we go. And make sure it's on there. And by the way, I'm using these Dorman Premium RD ball joints. These are like the highest quality ball joints, even better than the originals. And they got these little grease ports. One-way valve. I like how they come with these little dust covers. Keeps everything nice and clean. Anyways, I'll go ahead and just spin the bottom one on. Doesn't have to be super tight. And I like how the top one comes with an angled grease fitting. And ideally, you want it positioned where you can get a grease gun and grease your ball joint super easily. All right, now I'm just gonna mask everything off that I don't want to get paint on. And then I'm gonna paint it with some special rust paint, maybe a top coat. And they turned out fantastic. The paint's all dry, and it took a while to mask off where all the bolts and the brackets go, but I think that's gonna work out great. And again, apologies for not having the footage of removing these from the van. I just had it on a memory card, and I used that memory card for something else, and I forgot it was on there, and it nuked all the footage. But maybe someone will drop off their van someday, so I can do the same job, and I can make a video of removing everything. But anyways, I'm gonna be putting everything back together. I got all of the parts painted. It's gonna ride like probably better than brand new, because everything's being replaced. All the bushings and brakes and everything. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope this video was useful, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.